Hope everybody's okay and keeping well and managed to get on okay watching video lesson number 1. And I should have received a collage from you, which we'll talk about in a bit. But on to what you should have learned. So lesson 1 focused on physical skills, and lesson 1 and 2, they are really recaps from things that we've done. So it's a nice, easy, gentle way in before lesson 3, and we'll start to move on to some new material basically. So hopefully it's been pretty straightforward. As last time, obviously feel free to pause the video at any point. Obviously, answer questions, jot things down. I'm hoping you've got a bit of room in your fact books where you can write things. But if not, you've obviously got your exercise books because we gave you those before you left. So, what did you learn? You should be able to name the 11 physical skills using, I always call it an acronym, but it's a mnemonic. Maddie and Izzy eat chicken balti curry packed securely for school. So you've got a minute now to get those in before I give you the answer. So the minute starts now. What would the M be? And then the A, the I, the E, C, B, C, P, S, F, S. So come on guys, please get these right. You've got to know these. So if you need to pause it for a bit more time, do that now, because I'm going to bring up the answers. So the answers are as follows. My laptop's frozen now. I'm hoping it hasn't that side. Maddie. So the M is mobility. The A for and is alignment. Izzy is isolation. The eat is extension. Chicken control. You could have coordination there. Doesn't matter which way around, you've got the C's. Balance. Packed posture. Securely strength. F for flexibility. And school is stamina. So mobility, alignment, isolation, extension, control, balance, coordination, posture, strength, flexibility and stamina. You should have known them. If you don't, you need to revisit lesson 1. So I've just put up there as well about having your collage. That should be emailed to me, almeek@johnferney.org by, well, probably the day that this has been released. So it's the 15th of June. So you should also have learnt what each of those mean, how they are important to a dancer, and how you can improve them, and your collage should show those things. So we're going to do a similar thing in lesson 2, but this time we're going to focus in on the expressive skill. Let's see what the task is. So the title of the next lesson in your fact book is expressive skills. There are 8 of these. So physical skills, there's 11. Expressive skills, there are 8 that you need to learn and remember. Now, I have got my own mnemonic for expressive skills, which is for school, choose pepperoni pizza slice for meal times. But I'd quite like you for task 1 to come up with your own. And if there's one that's really good, we will then use that for all of our revision for expressive skills. I normally try and do something to do with food because I think people remember it better. And sometimes people can get members of the class names in, like on our first one for physical skills. We found that the Year 11s remember it better like that. So they're on the side there. There's the 8 listed on the right hand side of the screen. And you need to come up with your own version. So pause it here, have a go at doing that. I always write out the letters and then cross them off as I've done a word, so that might help you. Pause it there if you need to, and then we're going to move on. So we're going to think about why we need to know them. Well, in section A, you could be asked on all of these skills. You might also be asked in section B to go into more detail. But types of questions you might get asked: to define the term expressive skills, to name an expressive skill, define one, describe why we need the specific skill, and how you might improve it. And remember from last time, these questions are often linked. So if you don't know the first bit, if you don't know what that skill is, you are really struggling. So you have to know the 8 skills. So here's an example. For 1 mark, define the term expressive skills. Expressive skills are skills which contribute to performance artistry and engage the audience. Boom, that will give you 1 mark. Now what we're going to do, we're going to have a go at answering an example question. So name 2 expressive skills. There they are again. You'd have had to name one of those. So let's just put it into context because you might get given a photo with it. So here's a photo. Name 2 expressive skills that you can see in the picture. So you might want to pause here and have a think about what 2 spring to your mind from the 8 that we've just listed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through each skill. We're going to look much deeper into it. We're going to learn the definitions, and then we're going to work out why they're important and what you can do to improve them. And then the final slide is going to just recap the tasks that I want you to complete, ready for next lesson. So straight away, the first thing that pops into my head there is facial expression. That is one of the expressive skills being used. What else? Look at the dancer in the back. What is she potentially doing? So maybe sensitivity to other dance. So let's whiz through. So now what I'd suggest you do, because you've got to learn these definitions, I would write that chart out. Write it out, learn them. And then the next few slides, just read them through. You might want to take some notes. I'm not getting you to do a collage like you did for physical skills, but you do need to know them. So you might want to jot notes down. You might even put them straight onto cue cards. That is fine. So pause there, and then each one we're just going to go through. So the definition of focus, use of the eyes to enhance the performance or interpretive qualities of the piece. Why would you need it? Well, you'd enhance the narrative, communicate a connection with another dancer, to make the performance seem more confident, to draw the audience in, enable a good balance throughout the piece, and to create a clean performance. So we're going to go through each of the skills. The expressive skills, this first one is focus. We're going to talk about why you need it, and then I'm going to give you some ideas of how you could improve. So for focus, you might put some sticky notes on the wall. So let's imagine you're in the dance studio at school and you'd rehearse and you'd focus on these sticky notes. So at one part of the performance, you might want to look out towards the audience. Another part of the performance, you might want to look down towards the floor, if you're showing an emotion of sadness, for example. And you might try and embed the use of sticky notes to improve it, filming yourself and watching back once you've taken them away, and acting on getting some feedback from peers, from your teacher, and potentially from rehearsal audiences you might have watching your piece. That would help you to improve your focus. Use of the mirrors and sticky notes. So the next few slides are going to follow the same pattern. So I'm not going to stop and talk through them. You please feel free to stop and talk through them yourself. Pause each one, read it through, make some notes. Preferably I think really onto cue cards if you can. So the next one is going to be looking at communication of the choreographic intent. Read it through. Go through all of these in your own time. I'm just going to whiz through them, otherwise I'd be here all day and you'd get bored. Never. Spatial awareness. Oh, I love this one. We're going to focus in a lot on this one. So there is a YouTube clip that I've put down there. So I don't know if it'll let you cut and paste. I don't think it'll let you just click on it. But you need to watch it, because that is the task at the end, and it's fantastic. So you will watch a little mountain biker following the accent of music. And musicality is the ability to make the unique qualities of the accompaniment evident in the performance. So one of your tasks at the end is to produce a short video, so a phrase, so like I'm thinking between 1 to 4/8 of the music, accentuating some of these key beats. You might just do it on a chair and just do arm movements and head movements. It's a very specific piece of music, but I want to see how you've accentuated it. And when you get your task for choreography and you have to think of a song, as you know, we don't use songs with lyrics. So this is a really good way of finding a piece of music that has got all the natural big key beats, dynamic changes, and all the things that will get you higher grades. So have a really good watch of that one, please. And how you could develop it. Lots of things to do with the mountain biker. Please pause them, like I say, in between. Facial expression, that's a nice one I always think to remember, quite easy. Projection is about the energy that you use to connect to the audience and draw them in. And then we are going on to phrasing. That one's quite interesting. People find that difficult, but it's where you emphasize certain counts. So I've talked about breathe here, the solo we've all learnt, and how you start on 6. So in that phrase, the emphasis is going to be on 6. That's a really nice way to think of it. Ways to develop phrasing. Pause at each of these. Okay, so this final slide is a recap of all the tasks that you need to complete from the presentation. So the first one that I need you to do was to create a mnemonic for expressive skills. There are 8 expressive skills. It's back on slide 3 if you need to zhuzh back. And remember, mine was about pizza. So if yours is better than mine, you will get the revision so that we can all learn the same one. So then you go through the slides and you learn the expressive skills definitions. So that is the grid on slide 7. You might want to have written it out. You might want to put things onto cue cards straight away and talk about why they're important to a dancer and how we can improve them. So make sure you've done that one. The third task was to watch the clip of the mountain biker on YouTube. Type it in. Have a look. It is back on slide 16 for the link. And then I needed you to create your dance phrase. So between 1 and 4/8, no more. It's only short. Might just be arms and head, which you'll know what I mean when you hear it. And it will show your understanding of musicality. Using the same music in that YouTube link. So it's quite an easy piece to pick up the accents in the music. All right, guys. Now, you can send me that via email, almeek@johnfernie.org, or hopefully you've been given access to the Microsoft Teams group by then. So you can upload mini videos to the files section. So I'm hoping they might appear in there at some point. And on a Tuesday, I'm going to be available on the chat in the Microsoft Teams group, but you'll obviously hear more about that from school. So the deadline for that video of your short phrase to the YouTube mountain biker clip is Monday, the 22nd of June. So be there or be square, guys. And it's been a really long time now since we've seen you all, and I know we're all starting to really feel it, but stay positive. Look forward to chatting to some of you once your Microsoft Teams chat has been sorted out. And email me if you need to, in the meantime. almeek@johnfernie.org, which is on the screen. Okay, guys, so hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Bye.